Yeah, very fascinating daf tonight. Where did we leave off? On the bottom.
The
On the
bottom of
bottom
Pale.
of Pale on the base. So we're up to, we just got finished saying that Yeshua, the 10 things that Yeshua did. Right?
And one Shlomo.
And then one was Shlomo Melech. Then what it says, last of the thin lines. When it says Vasuleka, and there were not more than 10 things. Vekad Rabbi Yehuda, there's Rabbi Yehuda, the tiny Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Shasa, it says Zvalim, when the people are taking out the zevel, meaning the excrement, the feces. Yeah, other mighty zivla rishus harabim. A person can take it out into rishus harabim. The tzayvra kol shleishim, and you pile it up all 30 days. Kadesh nishuf beragle adam ragle behema, so that it'll get smashed by the feet of the person, feet of the behema. Shamanas kain hilchah Yeshua Yisrael as Yeshua said to Klal Yisrael, "This is one of the Tanoim that you want to be. You want to yarshin in Eretz Yisrael. You want to live in Eretz Yisrael. You have to let people do this."
What animal stuff?
Yeah. In order to make good
Fertilizer.
fertilizer. Yeah. So that's one. Then v'ayikad Rabbi Shmuel ben Yisrael b'Yochanan ben Brayka. The Tani Rabbi Shmuel ben Yisrael b'Yochanan ben Brayka. Aimer Tanaim Bezdin who shehezeh yared l'sayich sadach hamer, that a person can go into the field of his friend. The koitzet shuchay shel chaveroi, and he can cut off. Article teaches this as a bow, B-O-U-G-H. I have no idea what a bow. What in heaven's name is that?
It's a branch. It's a kind of branch.
Just a branch? That's what I thought, but I thought maybe I'm missing something.
It's a kind of branch that goes off the trunk. It's not one of the smaller branches, one of the larger branches.
Okay, it's a branch. Okay, so he cuts off a branch of his friend.
Actually, they define it as one of a main branch is defined by the dictionaries, actually. So I don't know how that fits in.
A main branch. I guess
they
maybe
define it not stam as a branch, but a main branch.
Maybe because it's more damaging.
Because before we had to leave the knuckles and we had to leave the top, only the top branches you could take off. He added you could take one of the main branches off the trunk.
Meaning it's a branch that's directly attached to the trunk, not like a side branch. Coming off another branch.
Okay, but whatever is the main, but it's a main branch, so it's a bigger loss if the guy chops it down. Right? Is that the point?
Yeah, it bypasses all the other restrictions we had earlier. It can't be with fruits, it can't be with this, all of those. You can take any branch. You just have to pay for it.
Well, that we have to see. Anyway, so okay. So whatever it is, so what happened is the bees went and they all went they all flew onto this branch. So if he's going to go there to try and get his bees back, they're all going to run away. The only eights of him to get his bees back is to cut off that entire branch and bring it back to his property. So now he's causing a loss to his friend. Right? And then and he has to give him, he has to pay for that branch. Right? That's another one. So you see that person can actually go spend somebody else's money to save him from a loss. Right? But tonight Bezdin another one. She is a person should spill out his wine and to save the honey of his friend, and he can pay himself back he can pay his wine back from the guy's dvash. So again, somebody is mechuyev to lose money in order to help his friend out. With the fourth one, but tonight that a person should unload the wood from his donkey, the time and put the flax of his friend on it. But since Pishtan is worth a lot more, so he'll take his cut for the wood that he gave up from the Pishtan, and then he helped his friend out. Shamanas Kain Hinchil Yeshua the Yeshua, the Yisrael Eretz. That's what Yeshua said the Klal Yisrael has to have in the Eretz to get to Eretz Yisrael. So you see that there's 4 other cases of Yeshua making takanas. So the Gemara says, "B'yechida like hamninan." Das yachids that we're not talking about. We're talking about when a Stam Mishnah repeated what Yeshua said, but not when it's others adding their own opinions. So I'm going to ask on Talmud Aleph now. Well, he also Rav Avin said whether it was a tree that's leaning into the friend's property, or whether it's a tree that's close to the border with his friend, maybe because you could bring bikurim and you could read the psukim. Now the psukim say that you're bringing the food from the fruits from your own karka. But how are you bringing the fruits from your own karka if it's on the border? It's getting its what do you call it? It's nutrients from the friend's karka. So how are you saying for bikurim that you could do that? And that's another one tonight. So that's a 5th one. So that's number 15. Right? But this one is Rav Avin in the name of Rav Yochanan. So Gemara, so you see that we do take individual opinions into account. When the answer is Elamant, so new teretz. Elamant Tana Asar Tanayin Sheisnu Yeshua. Who's the one that said that there's 10 Tanayin? Rabbi Shua ben Levi. Who was Rabbi Shua ben Levi? Right? Which is Rabbi Shua ben Rashi says Rabbi Shua ben Levi is an Amoira. He's not a Tana. And Rabbi Yochanan disagreed with Rabbi Shua ben Levi. Right, so meaning, so it's a machlokes. Now we have a machlokes with whether Yeshua made these takanas or not. Right, Rabbi Shua ben Levi said he only had 10, and Rabbi Yochanan said he had this other one about bikurim too. Okay.
What about the other 4?
The other 4, I guess, those shitas are saying that he did it. Meaning the 10 that we're talking about was according to Rabbi Shua ben Levi.
I don't understand the question. So he said it was 10. We started in
it's a machlokes like everything else.
There are 4 others in Zikin that came out to be 54.
Right.
So the numbers don't mean anything. It's the start of the Masechta.
No, here it's Rabbi Shua ben Levi's shita. That's what it's saying.
What did it say that he didn't learn them all?
I don't know. Right, that's essentially what it is saying. Right. He says the second time we had him. Right. That actually is the same Gemara. Yeshua ben Levi, Asara Tanaim Hisna Yeshua, there were 10 Tanaim that Yeshua made. Right? So you see that they're saying it the shame Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi. So this whole thing is the shame Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi. But there are other opinions that say that there were more takanas. Right? Okay, good. Baitan. Now here goes this next, the rest of the Rambam is very gishmak. Asara takanas tikkun Ezra. There are 10. Once we're doing takanas, so Yeshua had his takanas. Now Ezra had his takanas. Right. So Asara takanas tikkun Ezra. Shakar b'mincha b'Shabbos, that you should read Kriyas HaTorah b'mincha on Shabbos. The Karan b'Sheni v'Chamishi, and also we learn on Monday and Thursday. The Dana b'Sheni v'Chamishi, and we have courts on Monday and Thursday. And you make laundry on Thursday. You eat garlic erev Shabbos. And a woman should get up early to bake. And a woman should have some sort of pants, that she should wear pants, right? Or underwear, whatever we'll see in the Gemara. That a woman has to actually comb her hair before the mikvah. And Reichlin is, from the word rechilas, salesman. Salesman should go around selling women's perfume. The tikkun tefillah lebali kerion, and he said a bal keri needs to have tefillah. Okay, now the Gemara goes through all these. He was masakin a mincha on Shabbos, laning mincha on Shabbos, because, so Rashi says, is the store owners that the whole week they're busy with business and they don't read, right? So Mamela, he said that's why they had it
Why mincha though? They already do it at Shabbos, meaning like you already. I understand. Learn more,
Yeah,
but like
I didn't
it's not
understand
like
that.
it's not like they should have been there for Shabbos. Not like what's this special add-on that he's doing?
So I think because Friday Shabbos afternoon, everybody hangs out and does nothing. So he said, okay, let's get together and learn.
Right, but it's not the way the Gemara says it. If it was Levatala, they shouldn't just waste your time. So it should have said it that way. It seems to be saying that the whole week they're not learning. So is he saying some that like we want them to spend the whole Shabbos learning? Is that what he's trying to say?
I don't think it's the whole Shabbos, just 10 psukim.
I understand. So like what? But what was he doing to enhance what we were doing already by Shabbos and Shabbos, which they have to do?
Because I think Shabbos afternoon.
I'm saying why wouldn't Shabbos morning already take care of that? That's what I'm saying.
I don't know, because I think Shabbos afternoon is just the time that people sit around and do nothing. No?
Yeah, so the article note says I guess they don't do anything Shabbos afternoon, and they're not making it on Monday and Thursday. And what's it called? They said that to see someone why he didn't do it on Yom Tov.
Who's Taka? Why didn't they do it on Yom Tov?
To see the Shabbat Leket and Lavush Arachaim, why Ezra did not institute a Torah reading for Mincha Yom Tov.
Right, Taka, why? That's okay. There's a lot of questions here. Right? Okay, so let's see. So that's what he's saying that. So the Gemara asks, Ezra Tikkun? Ezra was Masakin, but this is this week's Parsha. But Mekara Sikna. They were Masakin it way before Ezra. The Tanya Midbar. They went 3 days in the Midbar and they didn't find any water. So Darshi Rishuma is Amru, those that the Darshaners of Psukim say, Ein Mayim Ela Torah. It doesn't mean that they were missing water. It means that they were, anytime it says in the Torah the word Mayim, it's referring to Torah. That you're thirsty for water. Since they went 3 days without Torah, Nilu, they were weak. I'm doing
Song of the Daf, Yaakov.
1 second.
Yes, I was trying to fit it in. I thought you were referring to Karbach, but I guess right. There's another nigga, right?
I'm going to take Aaron's question. Yeah. How could it be that they were 3 days without Torah, before Matan Torah?
Good question, right? Here, Naftali's kasha.
Probably.
What's the problem?
He's not here. He's on the.
What's the problem, right? What do you mean they went 3 days without Torah? There was no Kabbalah Torah, right?
They had mitzvahs before that, though.
There was certainly no mitzvah libera Torah.
It means the fact that Avraham Avinu and Yaakov Avinu and Yitzchak Avinu that they Mekayim called Torah Kulo and
that's all fine. Yeah, but you can't tie on Kleisel for not learning. Anyways, so I'm doing a let's just finish the Gemara and then we have a particular Shabbos. They were saying that you read on Shabbos. So Mafsikin be'echad b'Shabbos, they have a hefsek on Sunday. Bekarim b'Sheni, and read on Monday, or Mafsikin, and then they have a hefsek. Shlishi Revi, Mafsikin Shlishi Revi, you have a hefsek of Tuesday and Wednesday. Bekarim b'Chamishi, and they read on Chamishi. Mafsikin Erev Shabbos, and then Mafsikin Erev Shabbos, so they shouldn't go 3 days without Torah. Right? So there's a lot of things here. But so the Gemara's, so Naphtali's kasha is a good kasha, right? Before Matan Torah.
I knew this on the She said you can't go 1 day without Torah.
Oh, that's another thing. Where does this 3 days without Torah come from? Shouldn't you have to learn Torah every day?
I think there's another point here. The point is that the complaining happened after 3 days without Torah. Of course, once we have a chiyuv to learn Torah, the chiyuv is every single day and night. But in order that bad things shouldn't happen, that's 3 days. That you see already before Matan Torah. Even before Matan Torah, if you go 3 days without Torah, then nil.
So you're saying a vart now?
I think that's what the Gemara is saying. Kivin shahalchu shleishis yom v'lei Torah nilu.
He thinks he's saying pshat.
Miyad nilu. It's touching the Gemara.
So, what?
Miyad nilu.
I know, but why? Why not every day?
3 days without Torah has real what's it called? Consequences.
Okay, but I'm
it's
saying
nothing to do with the chiyuv. The mitzvah of limud Torah is like is every day and every day.
Correct.
This is besides for the chiyuv. No chiyuv. Of course, before Mount Torah, there's no chiyuv. But even before Mount Torah, if you go 3 days without Torah, bad things happen.
Okay, but the pashta. Okay, you're saying. Like the question is, why 3 days? Why not every day if you're supposed to learn every day? That's part of the question.
But that chiyuv only came after Mount Torah. Learning every day.
I understand, but the chiyuv every day means that there's something to be learning there's something to learning every day.
True, no one's taking that away. We're not making takanas for a mitzvah. That's not what Ezra is doing. That's what Nevi'im were doing.
Okay,
trying to make sure that bad things wouldn't happen to the people that can't learn every day, whatever that means.
Right, but every 3 days, not every day.
Right, so at least every 3 days they should learn something.
Right, that's just a strange thing. Why, if it was just Torah, shouldn't they be weak from not learning Torah from every day? That's another kasha. Another kasha is that we know that reading Shema is considered learning Torah. Right, it's another kasha. Right. Anyways, this is long toises over here. And he's saying why they dafka pick Monday and Thursday, right? So because Mondays and Thursdays are Eis Ratzon. Right, Mondays and Thursdays are Eis Ratzon because that's when Moshe Rabbeinu went up to the first luchos. He went on a Monday, the second luchos he went on a Thursday. So Mela it's an Eis Ratzon.
Didn't we say that Monday and Thursday because that's when they came into the cities?
That's why they established Bezdin. That's why
that's nothing to do with why we lane on those days? No.
That's to do with laying.
No, we said that the reason why he picked Bezdin is because they're coming in anyways for Kriyas HaTorah. Right?
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah. Okay, but that's what he's saying. Either way, so that's the Gemara's kasha. So Meikara Tiknu Chad Gavra plus a psuki. So we say in the beginning they were masakin one person to read 3 psukim. Inami plus a Gavri plus a psuki. 3 people, 3 psukim. Right? Meaning 1 pasuk each. Meaning all they were masakin back then is 3 psukim. Keneged Kehanim Levim Yisraelim. Also, who comes along? Ezra, Tikkun, Tlasa Gavri, Basara Psuki, 3 men, and 10 Psukim, Keneged Asara Batlanin for the Asara Batlanin. Right?
Maybe those have Torah to go after the fruit shot, the small ones.
What?
Maybe those have Torah to go after the fruit shot, the small ones. The small have Torahs.
Oh, maybe. Anyways, so that's what Ezra was masakin for. That's what Ezra he ramped it up, the amount of psukim that you lay. Fine. The Danan b'Sheni v'Chamishi, the Shchichi Dasel Mikra b'Sifra. The reason why they said the Danan Sheni Chamishi because people would be coming anyways to hear Kriyas HaTorah. Fine. That you should do laundry on Thursday, not Friday. So meaning, so there's a lot over here that this Shulchan Aruch brings this down as a din. I mean, all these things are a din. That you're supposed to do laundry on Thursday. And I get the shiloh all the time. Can I do laundry on Friday? Right?
Even now with washing machines where it's not as labor intensive?
So really it depends. It depends on why. Why did Ezra say to do it on Thursday? Right? Is it because you want to make sure that you're available on Friday to take care of the other things of Shabbos? Right? Or is it just because you want to make sure you have good, clean clothing for Shabbos? So if it's so,
you could do it
for really for that. If you go with those reasons, then really washing machines and dryers. Well, no, if it's to have it, if you want to make sure that you're taking care of for Shabbos on Thursday, so they'll make a difference if you have a washing machine and dryer. Right? If it's because of tircha, because it's time consuming, right? Then washing machines and dryers helps you, right? Lamaisa we paskin Shmir Shabbos Kolchasa clears it. Lamaisa we say that now this that we have washing machines and dryers, so then it's fine. That you can do laundry on Friday.
I try bring your stuff to the dry cleaner on Thursday and hoping it comes out on Friday. Never happens.
Well, that's probably yes. Right. Here you should be.
Yeah, but if it's stam just to have clothing ready for Shabbos, do it on Monday. It just means Friday is too late. It's by Thursday, not on Thursday.
It's a lush and hoive. You do it right now on Thursday because not that's like the earliest month. That's you should do it now because Thursday
You
night
forgot the whole week.
it's not gonna be ready for Friday or for Shabbos already. This is Mechavzim Gedehem L'Kvay Shabbos at this point here, beginning of Thursday. Get it done now.
Well, that's part of Shiloh. Okay. That is goof a part of the Shiloh. Right? Should you get it done after Friday?
I should have my clothes ready Thursday. Okay.
Yeah. No, but you see another thing is that there's an Indian to make sure that you have clean clothes, right? For Shabbos, that's for sure. Yeah. So anyway, fine. Next, you should eat garlic because of aina. There's another song, parrots. That the fruit should be given its right time. That's referring to somebody who's together with his wife from Erev Shabbos to Erev Shabbos. That's period yitain beita in the proper time. What does this mean? There's 5 things that are said about garlic. Maspia, it satisfies you. Umashkin, and it makes you warm. Umatzel panim, and it makes you have a shiny face. Umarba zera, and it increases zera. Va'irikinim shebimneimayim, and it kills the bugs that are in the intestines. It brings in love and it takes out jealousy. Bottom line is, it's a good thing to have garlic. That's what it sounds like. I think also the health.
Yeah, that's pashut. That last point, it builds ava because only someone who loves you will get close to you when your breath smells like garlic.
How's it? And I mean, and nobody's jealous.
Is that a joke or is that the truth?
No, I didn't really mean it as a joke. I just tried to say it.
I'm saying, well, it comes off as a joke.
No, yeah, but no, seriously, if you eat garlic and your breath smells like garlic, very few people will get close to you. No one's jealous of you. Put it that way.
I know a guy. He's a clove of garlic every day. He's like 80 years old now, right? And he never had a cold in his life. Of course, he's divorced also, but whatever.
So it's machnes ava for himself. Yeah, I hear. Okay, bye.
I don't know how he lives with himself.
Isha mashkemes va'oifek kidei shetei pas mitzuya la'aniyah. A woman should get up early and bake so that the bread will be ready for the aniyim. Right? Fine. A woman should wear some sort of pants, mishum tznius, because of tznius. That will make her stay away from Avera. Okay, so you're supposed to wear pants. Right? Okay. Somebody just texted me if a girl's allowed to wear pants to sleep. So whatever, right before. Yeah.
So how did you learn? How do you learn the
If only you
Gemara?
answered only when she's baking.
How do you answer it? Well, this Gemara is mashma that women should wear pants or something.
It must be learning this Gemara.
Had a Gemara with this already. We discussed
I don't
this.
know if chageres means pants. I don't know if it means pants.
It means something around that.
Chageres means belted.
Yeah, what is she going to tell me?
Pants.
She should go. She should go with the gartel.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Means something around that area, so that's for sure.
Right. So that doesn't mean pants. Okay, fine.
Whatever. It has to mean something to stop some from her from being undressed, right?
Right. Right. Okay.
That means pants. I mean, it could be it's underwear, right?
Right. It doesn't have to be right.
Some of it's underwear. That's what I would some form of it. Anyways, so a woman she has to scrape her hair in toivel. So Gemara says, "What? That's Ezra Deraisi. It's a Deraisi. The Tani Berachot says Basara b'mayim. You have to wash your basar in mayim. Shelo yehei davar chotzet bein basara the mayim. You have to make sure nothing foreign is on the body that will separate between the water of the mikvah and the woman's skin. As basara, which means as a tafel of basara." Means things that are tafel to basara. Mind you, what does that say? Meaning, not only is it chatzitza on the body, you have to be worried about chatzitza in the hair also. So that's it, but it's deraisa. So when it says amri deraisa le'unit, no, the deraisa is you have to check the body. Dilma miktar. Perhaps there's knots. Inami mos midi mishum chatzitza, or there's something disgusting on her hair. So then that's a chatzitza because she doesn't want it. The basic rule of chatzitza is whatever you don't want on the body is considered a chatzitza. On top of base. Tikun chafifa, and came along Ezra, and he said that a woman has to actually comb her hair, which is what we paskin. A woman, if she forgets to comb her hair before the mikvah, the tefillah is no good. Right?
If she wants nail polish, then it's not chatzitza.
If she wants if she wants nail polish or makeup, it is not a chatzitza. Correct.
She wants a ring on her finger. It's not chatzitza.
It's not the halacha shear.
If she wants a ring,
Talking about different things. You're talking about chumrah. We're talking about halach.
Right, no, that's what
That's the chavastas of the Ramah. We're talking about halach. The halach is chafif.
Right, so he said anything that a woman wants on her body is not a chatzitza. Right?
So Yaakov, a knot is a problem in the hair?
Yes, a knot is a problem. Really, it's good you're saying that. What type of knots are we looking for? Most women and most people think that the knots we're looking for is two hairs getting knotted together or three hairs to get knotted together. Me'ikar adin, three hairs is for sure not a chatzitza because when it ties together, it doesn't get so tight because it's three hairs. Two hairs is debatable. One hair is the issue, meaning the one hair, if it gets a knot in it, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you take a hair and there's only one knot,
but she doesn't care about
not
that.
two hairs knotted to each other. One knot in the hair. Yes, they do care about it. Yeah, they do care about it. Right? So, yeah. Fine. Okay, fine. And the Reichlin, the sellers should go around in the cities, for jewelry and these type of things, they should so that they shouldn't be disgusting on their husbands, meaning that the wife should look good. Fine.
That l'chayra means continuously, buying new ones.
It sure sounds like that, yes.
Back in those days, they had a full year to buy tafshit.
What?
Who?
Yes, but that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Fine. So, Betikin Tvila Lebalikarian, and he was Masakin Tvila for a Balkari. I mean, anybody who has a seminal emission needs to have Tvila. So, Derisu. Specific ishki say to a somebody who has shechazera needs to go to the mikveh. So my answer the raisa who the truma v'kochin. The raisa is the truma and kochin. Also who taking a filu divrei Torah. Right? Yeah, so he was so even for divrei Torah. So now what do we do with this?
We don't do this.
I imagine nobody does it. See them go to mikveh anyways.
They go every day, so
right.
But for this reason.
So
no?
Yeah. So we already had this Gemara. I think we had this Gemara, right? Anyway, so we say that Divrei Torah Nama Kavutum, we go with the Shita that disagrees with this. And therefore they hold not like that. We don't hold not like that. However, the Mishnah Berurah brings that you should. Chaim Kanievsky was very stark that you should. But
that's also for tefillah. That's even more than Tekanas Ezra.
What did you say? Rav Chaim was what?
Rav Chaim said you should be very makbid on it.
On what?
On tefillas, we call it tefillas Ezra. That's what it's called.
Every day?
No, only after this Shech Vazera. Right? The Mishnah Berurah is also pretty. I don't know if it's stark, and I don't remember.
Isn't that because the Reb Chaim held that the Mishnah Berurah is coming back from why people didn't? People didn't go. It stopped because it was too hard to go.
That was one.
Rivers.
That's one of the reasons. Yeah.
Reb Chaim says because that's not a reason anymore. You should definitely go.
Right. Then the Shailus Tisha Kavim. Right, so those that say you should do Tisha Kavim, which is I don't know, a 5-minute shower, 4-minute shower, depending on how much plumbing you have. Yeah. Anyways, okay. So that's it. Those are the 10 pairs. Actually, the Or Sameach, I saw a quoted today in one of these Daf Yomi things. Says that the Or Sameach says all 10 of these have to do with Shalom Bayis. Even learning Torah is for Shalom Bayis. I don't know how going to Din is Shalom Bayis, but I guess you can fit that into Shalom Bayis. Right? He says all these things are Shalom Bayis wise. Okay.
That's the last one, Shalom Bayis.
Which one? Going to mikvah? Yeah. So pshat is the reason for going to mikvah was to stop from the tashmish so much, from being together so many times, so it would actually make the wife want the husband more. That's one of the spins on it.
So Yaakov, but why was he misaking that? Meaning, if he was misaking that you need tefillah for that, how would that help her? If anything, it would deter her because people, let's say they don't have a mikvah, they can't learn, correct? What's the takana that Ezra made when it came to Balkari, that you can't learn unless you get a tefillah?
Yeah, I'm saying, why did he decide
Wouldn't that deter people from learning? If until then you were able to learn Torah without doing tefillah, then people would be able to learn without doing tefillah. What was his takana then? His takana would make it even harder to learn because you need to go to the mikvah first.
Correct. So that was part of that. Very good. Okay, that's also another one of the reasons why they stopped it.
No, I understand it, but I'm saying, how is this creating shalom bayis? It's making it harder to learn, which wouldn't create more shalom bayis.
Well, that's why they stopped.
Saying that it's better they don't learn, so they have more shalom bayis.
Could be, could be, but that's one of the reasons why they stopped it.
No, I understand, but his takana in and of itself is not something that's enhancing learning. It's making it harder to learn.
Right, but I don't know.
It's a pure learning. I mean, maybe that's the shot. I mean, I don't know.
Doesn't that depend which way you're looking at it? If you're looking at it that the guy wants to go learn, so he knows he can't learn without tefillah, so he's going to push off Revu, so he doesn't have to go to mikveh.
Which is even more of a problem.
No, that makes it better, because then if the fewer times, that's the Minchas Chinuch, the time of mitzvahs nida, is that absence makes the heart grow fonder.
It's a Gemara, really. So, yeah.
Yeah. He just spells it out.
Right. Okay, so let's see. By I saw the number Yerushalayim. They said 10 things in Yerushalayim. Ein abayis cholot. A house is not cholot, means like locked in. Yeah, which we'll see what that means. Ve'ena mavia egla rufa. There was never an egla rufa. Egla rufa is when they snap the neck of a calf. When they find a dead body, nobody has any idea where it came from, what happened, who killed it, and all that. So then you have to bring a calf and snap its neck and then burn it. I think burn it, no? Vein Anasas here in Nidachas, and it would never become near Nidachas. That's a city that's
This is only by Yerushalayim. It could have been an Egla Rufa somewhere else.
Yeah, it's talking just
Right?
Yerushalayim. There was never a house that had saras there. Because you're not allowed to have beams and gezustras, porches sticking out, which clearly they do have that nowadays. Right? You can't make garbage dumps. They clearly don't have that issue in Yerushalayim now. You can't make how do you call it kivshin? Ovens, right?
Is this another two negatives make a positive? When they burn the garbage cans.
Maybe, right? Maybe that's what they're doing. Okay. Yeah, so you can't make fire. You can't make gardens there or orchards, except for roses. Right? Ginas Radim. Yeah. Show you my voice with the Nevi'im Rishayim that were from the days of the Nevi'im Rishayim. Right? Okay. Like we learned a couple of blot ago. You're not allowed to have tarnagolim, chickens, mace, and you're not allowed to leave over a mace there overnight. So, okay, so now what's all going on here? Ain't a bias chalad, the house is not locked in the Chsiv, Kamma bias asher l'chayim l'tzmisas l'kain oitzel l'daraisa. If you have a house, so then it's kind of chayim l'tzmisas. L'tzmisas means forever. To be kinded for daraisa. So you hold that Yerushalayim was never given out to the Shvatim, meaning the whole Eretz Yisrael was split up, but Yerushalayim belonged to everybody, right? So the din is that a Batei Ari Chaima in a walled city has an automatic 1-year return policy, right? But if you don't take it back, then the buyer gets to keep it for the rest of his life. It does not go back in Yovel. That's a very interesting thing. A walled city has a 1-year return policy, but if the guy doesn't take back the sale, then the buyer keeps it forever. Masha'ink in every other city, the buyer does not keep it forever. After Yovel, everything resets. So that's what it means that in Yerushalayim, it's not forever, even though it's a walled city. Yeah. Okay. And the reason is because it wasn't given out to Shvat. It says for a land for inheritance. So Yerushalayim wasn't given out for inheritance. It can't become a Vaidazara city. The city of Arecha of Yerushalayim, same thing. It can't give out to Shvatim. Same thing, right? So the first 5 is the same. You can't make porches or beams sticking out of the walls and make oil tuma because it's an oil for tuma. And the oil regalim shouldn't become damaged. Meaning, if you have all these beams sticking out of the wall, so the oil regalim might get damaged, or if it creates an oil, and if somebody is coming up to Yerushalayim to go to Beis Hamikdash, and then somebody walks under that beam or that porch with a mace or a sher, well, a sheretz won't be, but a mace, then it's going to be matama the guy, right? So yeah, so that's why you can't have that. We don't want shkotzim and or some say shratzim because they can make more tumah in Yerushalayim. Because we don't want smoke. And you don't want gardens and pardesim because they decay, right? So Rashi says 2 pshatim. Either you have to because you have to take care of the garden, so you end up throwing dirt all over the place, or because you need to put zevel there, which also can make it smell. Like we learned, because of kachim, because tarnagolim could pick up a little piece of tuma and end up touching things, right? And we know you can't leave a mace over Gemara. That is a tradition, as they say. right? Um, I think we're not. I mean, Yerushalayim, they really are makbid, but the mice of a certain gedolim, they were not. Right, the big gedolim, they were not makbid. Right, and they left them over. Yeah, so I don't know exactly how that worked. Fine.
So according the one with Yerushalayim, the Schalke, the Yerushalayim to the Shvatim, the Ir Nidachas. With Menashe's, what's it called? The way the Zara have made Yerushalayim Ir Nidachas. I mean, if you hold the Nischalke L'Shvatim, does the whole Yerushalayim, did it have to be burnt?
Oh.
I mean, even according to the other Mount Omer, you have to get out of that. Well, they didn't burn down Yerushalayim because of Menashe.
Didn't they say that there was never any Nidachas anyways?
Yeah, I mean, that's, yeah. But besides for that.
That's for Rabban Horowitz. He's not here tonight, so we'll out there for him. Yeah. Anyways, okay, bye. Same again of Chazir and Bechol Makom. This we had already in Saita. You're now going to bring up Chazir. So Taraban Kishotzaru Beis Hashmonai Zalzeh. So when the Beis Hashmonai were fighting with each other, Horkinus, there was Horkinus. Horkinus was inside the Yerushalayim, but Astrobulus was outside. So every day they would lower over the wall. They would in the box. They would lower some money. They would send up karbanos with tamidim. There was one old man who knew Greek. Right. As long as they're Isaac in the Avodah of Mikdash, you're not going to win them over. The next day they lowered money. But they put a chazir in it. A pig, right? When it got halfway up the wall, it dug its fingers into the wall. And Eretz Yisrael shook for 400 parsa square, 400 square parsa. So by the Shamru, cursed is the person that is Megad Chazerim, and cursed is the one that teaches his son Chachma Yivanis. So meaning, both of these things are what caused this issue: the pig and the Chachma Yivanis. So therefore, they said no more. And for that time that we learned, right, that Ma'aser Sheba Omer Miganes Hatzrifim, they brought the korban Omer, which is brought on the second day Pesach, right? And they brought it from Gaga's Tzrifim, Ushtei Halechem, which is on Shavuos, Mibikas Ein Seicher, from the Bika, from the valley of Ein Seicher, right? Right, because then they took it, they had to bring it, meaning normally they took it, these places were very far away from Yerushalayim. Right, so normally they would get it from much closer, but there was a churban, right? That's what Rashi says. Fine, let's do a little bit more. V'chachma, the Gemara says, "V'chachma yivanos mi asira." Is it really also to do Greek? But Tanya Amar Rebbe Beretz Yisrael on Tamar Aleph now. Beretz Yisrael, Lashon Sursi Lama. Why do you have to speak Lashon Sursi? Right? It's a bad language. I Lashon Kodesh, I Lashon Yavanis. Either speak Lashon Kodesh or Lashon Yavanis. Rabbi Yossi. Bavel Lashon Arami Lama. Why is Bavel speaking Aramaic? I Lashon Kodesh, I Lashon Parsi. Whatever it is, you see that the Gemara is asking why not speak Yavanis. So what's wrong with speaking Yavanis? So my answer is Amri Lashon Yavani L'chud Chachma Yavanis L'chud. The Lashon Yavani is different than Chachma Yavanis. Chachma Yavanis is not allowed. Lashon Yavani is allowed. So my answer, Chachma Yavanis mi asira, is the Chachma Yavanis asir. V'amar Rabbi Yehuda Amar Shmuel Mishum Reb Shimon Gamliel. Eini oilala l'nafshi mikol b'nai tziri. My eyes are disgusting from all the daughters, more than all the daughters of the city. Elef Yeladim Hayu B'Beis Ava. There were 1,000 Yeladim. Rashi says Bachram. in my father's house. Chamish meis lamdu Torah, 500 learned Torah. Chamish meis lamdu chacham Yavanis, 500 learned Yavanis. And I'm the only one left. Ella ani kan, I'm here. Ben Achi Abba Asya, and the son of my father's brother, meaning his cousin in Asya. Whatever it is, so you see the Chacham Yavanis, they actually learned it. It's interesting because this is a raya against our school system, right? It sounds like 500 learned or 500 did Yavanis. They didn't do both. They didn't do like in the morning learning and in the afternoon Yavanis. But I have no idea. I don't know if that's a deal. So it sounds like you either have the working guys or the learning guys.
It looks like Rashi had that kind of deal. Rashi here, it says Chachmas Yavanis, B'nei Paltin HaKrevim L'Malchus Mesaprin. Seems like Lashon Yavanis is the regular old Greek language, and Chachmas Yavanis is a language also, just fancy Greek.
Right.
So they were all learning Torah. All 1,000 were learning.
Yeah.
Some were learning in Lashon Kodesh, some were learning in whatever Chachmas Yavanis.
Okay, whatever it is. So the kasha is that you see that they learn Chacham Yavanis. Amri Shani Beis Rabban Gamliel. So you kroivim l'malchus. They were kroivim l'malchus. So therefore, since they were kroivim l'malchus, therefore they had to learn Chacham Yavanis. This next Gemara is a real shver Gemara. Tanya, Hamasaper kumi. Somebody takes a haircut, a kumi haircut, which is what's the modern term for this?
Mushroom.
A mushroom. Yeah, basically you shave the sides and it's longer on the top. So I raise it.
It's called a fade.
Fade. Oh, so okay, there you go. All the lashiness. Yeah. So anyway, so
back home when I was growing up, which is longer than most of these guys here, the Japanese kids, the Chinese kids that have a haircut look like this. They put it like they put a big rice bowl. Oh, it's called a rice bowl haircut. They put the rice bowl on top and just cut around that. That's it. It's good to go.
There you go.
The rice bowl haircut. Okay.
Now you're doing the opposite with your payas. Yeah. Okay. So that's what it is. So harezem to do that is mamish like a guy. Avtulmas Baruben, but Avtulmas Baruben hitiru le'lasapra kumi. They allowed him to take this type of haircut from Neshu Karv L'Malchus. Right? He was Karv L'Malchus. Shabesrom Galilu tiru le'lasapra b'chachma Yavanis. They were able to talk in Chachma Yavanis Neshu Karv L'Malchus. So the $1 million question is: since when do we allow somebody to be over on an Isser Daraisa because he hacks around with the government? Right? So Taisvis, the second Taisvis down, Tiru, his teretz is when they made the takana, they never included somebody who's by the Malchus. So Mamela, right, and Taisvis says that they shouldn't recognize that he's Jewish, and he could fool them that he's Jewish, that he's not Jewish.
So interesting.
Yaakov, how do you touch up Mordechai Tzaddik was Mishnah Lamelech?
What's the problem?
He was in the government.
Yeah, he could be in the government, so maybe, but he could have dressed like a guy. That's what we're saying. He could have dressed. There's nothing wrong being in the government. Saying Fakir, you can be in the government, and you should fool them to think that you're a guy. And it's like it's not Darkei Amiri. It's not considered Darkei Amiri.
Not shot that apostles you up. You mean?
No, Fakir. You're allowed to dress like a guy because of that. So, I mean, it's a big tumult in the Shulchan Aruch. Exactly.
And that's a right. You're allowed to take off your yarmulke if you work in government, maybe.
Possibly, yeah. Possibly, yes. That's not even a daraisa. That's just a minik. This is mamash a daraisa. There are some that say that, isn't there a shita that says you could shave? Everybody asks on this shita that if you hold that the reason why you're not allowed to shave is because it's a goyish thing, right? With a razor, if you go with that opinion, so then if that's the case, and you go with this Gemara, somebody who's close to the government is allowed to shave with a razor.
It's like wearing a tie. Wearing a tie used to be a cross, you know. So now it became like everybody's wearing a tie because they have what to do with the goyim, you know.
A tie was never a cross.
Sure, it was.
It was a cravat. It came from Croatia.
Sure, it is.
In the 16th century. Nothing to do with a cross.
Look at the ties back then.
was like, Garcia, you gotta give him some slack. He only grew up wearing Hawaiian shirts. They never saw a tie till he came to America.
His ties never went around his neck. Let's put
Right.
it that way.
They
He
never
had it in
saw a
other
tie before he
areas, the
came to
Hawaiians.
America. Rafa, he doesn't know. You have a Hawaiian shirt. You ever see a Hawaiian shirt with a tie? It won't even go.
They're the sumo wrestlers.
Sorry, Rafa, that was too easy. I'm sorry.
So
it was weird saying it just.
Look, I got a good laugh out of him. Okay, good night.
Anyway,
Rockman, watch the heart, man. Watch the heart. You got to slow down. Take a deep breath.
anyways, all right. Let's stop here and we'll say it till
Tomorrow, Daf is the same time? Regular time?
Thursday, hopefully like 5 to 6. That would be like.
I'm saying
Yeah, but
tomorrow's
speaking
regular.
of wearing yarmulkes as a minute, I got a phone call today that my kid is not wearing his tzitzis. Can I please bring it? And I got all like, well, I have to wear tzitzis when they're making him crazy, throwing him out of class. What is this crazy, whatever? And it eat me up inside. I mentioned it to one person, and then when I came home, someone says, oh no, my Rebbe didn't throw me out. I left class the minute I realized, and I called home to say, can you bring me my tzitzis? Rebbe didn't even know about it. I asked his Rebbe about it. His Rebbe was like, I didn't know. Oh, he left the class? I had no idea.
I was going to ask if you moved to a town further south.
Yeah. Smart.
Good. I only had to call to tell one person that I have to ask him Chila. I was lucky.
Very good. All right, till pay you. So Shimon's Malach,